So today at work and just in general, I got to listen to everybody complain about it's cold, it's cold, it's cold, it's cold, and yeah, was a little icy, was a little brisk, obviously, but you know, after I had my experience in South Dakota, I have a hard time complaining about anything or even having a bad outlook on anything. I'll tell you what, that it you don't feel more alive after you get out the cold and and try to warm yourself up those days after those hammer practices, and it'd be chilly or whatever, it would be starting to get cold or what have you. uh, those were the days, and what that taught me was this perspective, and I have this perspective now, to where people that have a bad mindset, or I can't do this, or I don't want to do anything because it's cold or what have you. No, it's taught me to like push through, like just keep, like push through, keep on going, even down to like doing homework and having all the stuff that I had to do done. I could have easily rolled over in my bed and like pressed the snooze alarm and not gone to class many a days. But this reminded me that this is what a normal day of every day of my life felt like. Every day like this felt every day like this, and it's it doesn't bother me now. It doesn't bother me now because I had pushed. I just kept on pushing, kept on working, and I pushed through eventually, obviously, and I was able to get good grades in my classes and make it to workouts, get my track scholarship and everything else. And it's a it's a beautiful baseline to have. It's a very, very beautiful baseline, and it's a good it's a very, very good reference point, is what I'll say, of what I know that I'm capable of, regardless of what the weather is like or what's going on around you. That you can still always get something done. You can still always get something done. And at the end of the day, the most important thing that I learned is that you can't appreciate the warm days without the cold days. You can't. They both go hand in hand. It goes back to that same thing about accepting the good and the bad that goes on, right? You got to take the good with the bad. You got to take the cold with the hot. The weather changes. There's many a seasons, and all I think about when it's cold like this, a lot of the times, is me looking at the videos of some of the old videos of the Soviet Union throwers in Russia, and they'd be out there dragging their hammers through the snow. There's plenty of well documented footage of them doing that, and that fascinates me, because although the conditions aren't perfect and not the most ideal, and maybe you're not going to throw a PR, you can still get better. There's something that you can improve on. So I got out here today and I took some throws. It was probably about 28 degrees outside, and I kind of wasn't expecting anything crazy, but you know, my technique is a lot more refined than what it was, and I'm getting to be more and more consistent in putting the ball down the middle and just taking more consistent throws. And I'm glad that I have the wherewithal to come out here. And a lot of the times, people, even my sister, she'll say, "Oh, you'll get sick if you come out here," or "You shouldn't be running in the cold," or what have you. And at the end of the day, people put on a pair of gloves and a beanie and whatever and a sweatshirt, and people run in the cold too. So it's life is what you make it. Life is really, really what you make it. So wish it had been a little bit warmer, but it could have also been colder. It could have been a lot worse. And one of my buddies that lives in Illinois told me, "Hey, you better not be complaining about it's cold," because he told me I'm positive 28 degrees. He's negative 20. He's negative 20 something degrees up there. So, oh my goodness. And then people here are saying that it's cold. Perspective. That is all that is, perspective. So I always got to keep that in mind. And something that made me frustrated is, after I took these throws, the daggum gym was shut down. Like, really? I'm paying for a gym and they shut it down because it was cold outside. Like, what a doozy. Like, what a absolute doozy to me, because that's to me, that's a very, very weak excuse not to, like, no, like, what are you going to do? Go home and, like, what are you going to do? Start drinking? Like, what are you going to do? Stay at home and get in bed? Like, no, get your ass up and go work at, like, that's probably the best thing for you to do when it's cold, is or one of the better things. That's the better thing for you to do in general. Let's not get the game twisted with that. But for the gym to make an excuse, it just goes to, and I kind of get it, like the safety of the road, but then again, I don't. Like, that's just, it's a bad standard. I mean, Texas is hoorah, tough dogs, tough guys, hook 'em horns and gig 'em and all that, and when it gets cold and it's hang it up. There's guys playing in the Kansas City game most recently. There's guys playing in negative temperatures, the most recent game, and I don't think, maybe in a past life I could have played in those temperatures, but no, absolutely. I want nothing to do with that. I want nothing to do. And even when I was playing football, the sun would come up, and that's when I knew, and like my will to do it was diminishing. Versus with the hammer and with the cold practices that I have, I just kept on showing up. I just kept on doing it, and it didn't bother me. I was never like, oh, it's cold and I don't want to be here or anything like that. It's like, no, I want to get better today. I want to get something done. I want to accomplish something. And I don't know how my mindset shifted from, yes, I was a Texas boy playing football and I was like, it's cold or whatever. But now, after my experiences and training in the cold, now it's like, it's almost a weird gift. It's almost a weird gift that I extremely appreciate now, because there's hot and there's cold. So always something to learn, always something good to take away from. And like I said, it's good that I have that very, very good perspective. And the ice bath, at some point when I was out here, and the thing that I kept on telling myself is that you're not getting any colder, and you're already out here. And then number two, you're already out here, so you might as well get something out of it. You might as well get something out of it. You already up, you're already moving around. You might as well get something out of it, and that is the bottom line. That's bottom line about it. So, alas, everything's looking it's slowly but surely coming together. I think that this weather kind of, I don't know, I just couldn't quite get, I knew my body wasn't going to get so warm that I was going to throw a bunch of PRs or anything like that, but got something done. I'm getting a little bit better every day. I'm aging like fine wine. So one thing at a time. It's good to, like I said, it's good that I know that I can do this, because I don't know if when I was, when I first started, I probably couldn't do this. But there's people that are practicing right now in colder temperatures than this. So somebody's always got it worse than you. So don't complain. Be happy about what you got and try to enjoy it. That's my philosophy for the day. But that's just about all I got. You should already know what the deal is. Run on your toes, keep your mouth closed, lock your doors, and save your throws. Most importantly, live to fight another day. I'm going to get out of here.